Imagine you run a grocery store and you need to make money because you have like 100 employees that you make to pay and you have to like all these bills. And majority of America, we've gotten so used to eating sugary, snacky foods that we don't like the taste of real food. It's kind of sad.
Hi, my name is Mo Gayas. Essentially, I'm a kid who's obsessed with winning and sharing the lessons with you because growing up, I wish I had someone like me to help me out. On the Healthy Systems podcast, you will learn one main idea, system from each episode that you can use in your life, whether that is financial, relationships, fitness, and wellness. So if you're a millennial, you're hyper ambitious, this podcast is for you because the more systematic your life is, the more you can win and not waste time. So join me on your journey to building a life of healthy systems for yourself.
Hello. Welcome to Healthy Systems Podcast. Today's healthy system is about 9 healthy foods that are actually making you fat. Let me say it again. 9 healthy foods that are actually making you fat. So a lot of you know that I'm a fitness coach, I'm a nutrition coach. So I coach people for a living. And a lot of people that hire us, they hire Training with the Titan. They're actually wanting to lose weight. They're actually wanting to tone up. They've been stuck at this range. And one of the most common things I hear is, Coach, Mo, man, I'm eating healthy, but I'm not losing weight. And half of the time I look at their foods and I'm like, okay, conventional wisdom would say this is healthy. But here's the thing. There's certain foods that are labeled healthy by the food industry, by the big pharma, or whatever, but they're actually making you gain weight. So today I'll talk more about that. I'll give you the 9 foods so you can take away my homework and apply it into your life. And if you do that properly, you will lose weight guaranteed. Okay. So first premise of this podcast is that not all healthy foods are created equal. Let me say that again. Not all healthy foods are created equal. Just because Aunt Susie said this food is healthy does not mean it is healthy. Just because you're even your doctor, and I love my doctors. You know what I mean? I was just seeing her this weekend. This past week, I went to see my doctor. Some doctors are very educated in nutrition because they actually apply this in their own life. They train, they exercise, they eat healthy. But in their education, it's not part of their education. So a lot of the time, even your doctors might tell you to eat certain foods that are actually not the healthiest, right? They might actually be leading to obesity. They might actually be leading to you gaining weight. So first thing, not all healthy foods are created equal. Some might be packed with nutrients, but they also will be loaded with calories, right? So the goal is to get as many nutrients as you can from food without going so overboard with calories, okay? And that could be the reason you're not losing weight because you're eating foods that are labeled healthy. They have some nutrients, but they're also very, very heavy on calories. So then your basic metabolic rate might be like 1,500 calories a day. That's what your body needs to like just stay alive. And you might be eating like 3,000 with the healthy foods. And now the belly fat is going to start creeping in, right? So that's the whole thing. And some of us genetically, we have more fat cells in the belly area. So guess what happens? Those fat cells are like, yo, give me 15 more hundred calories a day. I'm going to store some fat. Before you know it, you have beer belly going on, right? So, in this episode, my goal is to break down the 9 common healthy foods that are actually sneaky calorie bombs. They're so full of calories that a lot of people, when they eat them, they end up gaining weight slowly. It's a slow little turtle, right? That kind of like creeps in, and month after month, you might not see a difference, but then 6 months later, when you have that date night with your spouse, you're putting on your pair of pants and they just don't fit because belly fat has gone up. And that's what happens most of the time, right? So today we're going to teach you how to make smarter choices without ruining your progress. Okay. So number one. So this is number one food that I think people that are marked healthy, that are labeled healthy, but they're actually leading to a lot of weight gain. So I'm going to give you 9 foods. Number one on that list of 9 foods is granola. Okay. Granola, it's marketed as a healthy food. And almost every aunt and every mom thinks of granola as healthy breakfast, healthy, whatever. But most granolas are actually loaded with sugar and they're packed with 300 plus calories in a small little serving. So a small little serving might be a handful, and that is 300 to 400 calories. And majority of it is actually sugar. And they throw in some fiber in there. They might even have a little bit of protein, but majority of it is sugar. So what to do about granola is obviously I don't even eat granola. We have built meal plans where clients really like granola, but it was almost always homemade granola. So you can make homemade granola. They're healthy substitutes, but the regular store-bought ones, most of the time, they are actually just full of preservatives and they're full of sugar. So they end up not being a very, very wise breakfast choice. Even the ones that are marked high protein granola, look through the ingredient list and you'll see so many ingredients you don't even recognize. And it's just messy, ends up getting you in more trouble than saving you from trouble. So first thing to do is to control portions, choose low sugar, or actually the best thing you can do is just make homemade healthy granola with oats and nuts. I think that is a much better choice than the ones you buy from grocery store. So number one food that is actually considered healthy, but is actually making you fat is granola. Okay. So better substitute would be homemade granola. Just make it at home or just avoid it altogether. I don't think it's a good option there. Number two, smoothies. The store bought smoothies. Okay. Store bought smoothies are like the biggest scam ever, I feel like, because a lot of them can go up to like 1,000 calories per smoothie. But Susie thinks it's just healthy. These are healthy little calories. I'm getting fruits and vegetables. But a lot of the time, they're just full of added fruit juices, syrups, even butters, right? Like even peanut butter. These things are not unhealthy, but the thing is they add up in calories and they don't give you as much bang for your buck. Okay. So the best smoothies, I love smoothies, but I make them at home. Okay. So make your own whole food smoothies, add some unsweetened almond milk, throw in some protein powder, throw in some blueberries, throw in the healthy stuff, not the stuff that the stores are selling you. You know what I mean? Because they be adding stuff that is like just you're drinking like the imagine a healthy smoothie at home might be 300 calories and it has 40 to 45 grams of protein and good fiber, and you didn't put like spoons of sugar in it, like you'll be fine. But the same thing at the at the smoothie places, what's going to happen is they're going to add a lot of preservatives, they're going to add a lot of things because average people in America, actually average Americans like sugary stuff. You know what I mean? So like the stores who want to make money, they be selling you sugary stuff. So the healthy stuff doesn't always taste the best because they don't want to go the extra mile. So they end up selling you these like very high calorie, high sugar smoothies, and we end up drinking smoothies that are 1,100 calories deep. And then we're like, oh, that was just a snack while I was shopping for Christmas at the mall. That was nothing. I didn't even eat lunch today, but that was 1,100 calorie snack. You know what I mean? So you see how like this healthy food can get you in so much trouble. So first one, granola. Second one, smoothie. Both of these alternatives would be make them at home. Make them at home, control every ingredient that goes into it, and you'll be good. Number three, salad dressing. Salad dressings have gotten more middle-aged moms in trouble than anything in the world. For real. Because a lot of the time people are like, I'm gonna lose some weight and I'm gonna go eat some salads for lunch. You know what I mean? And that oftentimes gets you in more trouble than you realize. Even a small drizzle of creamy dressing like ranch, it can add up 150 to 200 calories per that drizzle. And you know how long, if you run or if you walk, you know how long it takes you to burn 150 calories? A lot. You might need to run over a mile to burn that many calories. And most people can't even run half a mile because their joints hurt or their lungs are out of shape. So at the end of the day, the dressings can get you in trouble. So be very, very mindful. So instead, use like olive oil, vinegar, or even Greek yogurt based dressings instead. And you can't really do that if you eat at work. You know what I mean? If you work at a hospital or if you work at a corporate job where they have dressings, I feel like a lot of the tech companies are very health aware now. We have a lot of clients that work at tech companies, and a lot of the tech companies actually even pay for our services for their clients. So they hire us to coach their employees, for example, not clients, employees. So I know the tech side, like in California, a lot of the Silicon Valley tech Bay Area companies, they're very aware. So they would have very healthy substitutes. They would have grilled chicken, all of that. But most of America is not Silicon Valley. Most of America is still making fried chicken wings for lunch. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, number three, salad dressings. Try to avoid them. Substitute them with some vinegar or like some low calorie substitutes, or just avoid the salads altogether. I don't think salads are that beneficial, to be honest. Obviously, you need the vegetables, but just traditional salads with romaine lettuce is not going to really help. I would rather you eat some like better vegetables like asparagus and broccoli and like just more nutrient dense vegetables than romaine lettuce. Romaine lettuce, not a fan, doesn't even taste good, and it's very prone to bacteria. So, and it's the cheapest. Romaine lettuce is the cheapest like salad filling there is. So then a lot of companies use it, but it's just I would not eat it. I don't even like the taste of it. So that's number three. So granola, smoothies, style dressings. Number four, food out of the nine I'm going to talk about that is actually considered healthy, but actually making you fat are protein bars. Okay. protein bars can actually get a lot of people in trouble because first, a lot of them have chemicals in them that are actually that disturb people's stomachs. So they make you bloated, they make you constipated. They literally mess people up. In some cases, they might even cause diarrhea. So protein bars, not a fan. Some people love them, but a lot of the time you have to be picky with the protein bars you go with. Some protein bars can get up to like 300, 400 calories, and they're tiny. You know what I mean? So it's like a glorified candy bar. They're tiny little bars, and you might be able to eat them in 2 to 3 bites, and you just wasted 300 to 400 calories versus it would have been way more satiating and way more appetizing to eat like a real meal where you could have gotten some sweet potatoes, and some chicken with that, right? Or something else, or a Greek yogurt with some nuts in it. It would have been way more filling. So at the end of the day, protein bars, be very careful because some of them, I've actually even seen it where some protein bars were labeled protein bars, but they had more sugar than protein in them. That happens very common. So if you travel a lot at the airports and if you go to one of those airport stores and you try to buy a protein bar, most of the time, please read the nutrient label because sometimes the sugar content might be 19 grams of sugar and the protein might only be 11 grams of protein, but it's labeled as protein bar, right? So there's more sugar than protein. And I used to joke, I'm like, call it a sugar bar, not a protein bar. You know what I mean? But that is very, very common. So read labels and choose bars with fewer than 200 calories. Okay. If it's over 200 calories, it's not all protein and it's just going to be sugar and sugar and sugar and it's not good for you. Okay. So that's number 4. Number 5. This one is actually my favorite, which is flavored yogurt. Because my mom actually makes this mistake a lot. She's like, I got Greek yogurt. And then I would look at the Greek yogurt and it's just flavored and it has, 12 grams of protein and 17 grams of sugar in it. So flavored yogurt gets a lot of people in trouble at the grocery stores because it's so funny to me. We have lost touch with real food. So this, like, if you go to a grocery store, imagine you run a grocery store and you need to make money because you have like 100 employees that you make to pay and you have to like all these bills. And majority of America, we've gotten so used to eating sugary, snacky foods that we don't like the taste of real food. It's kind of sad. So whenever you go to the grocery store, a lot of the time you have these foods that are sitting there. And if you look at the ingredient list, you wonder why are there so many ingredients in it? Well, it's because we don't like bland, healthy foods. We've lost taste of it. And our taste buds have gotten used to eating all these stupid little candy type foods. So all these companies, they turn everything into snacky snacks, these sugary little drinks and everything, even that the things that were like, let's take an example, bread, right? Sourdough bread is the healthiest bread there is generally, right? And if you give an average American sourdough bread, they'll be like, dude, there are no raisins in this. Why does this not taste good? So, like, we start craving all these things, and stores know it. So, they need to make money. So, they only feed us foods that are actually, we're more likely to not return or more likely to actually keep buying. So, flavored yogurt is one of those examples because plain Greek yogurt, which I love now because over the years I've gotten myself used to it, but little old fat Mo wanted all the flavored sugary yogurts. You know what I mean? I used to work at McDonald's, so they used to have parfaits, and those parfaits were full of sugar. They probably had like 4 grams of protein and 19 grams of sugar. So at the end of the day, a single cup of flavored yogurt can pack another 200 calories due to just added sugar. And it's, even if it's labeled low fat, it's actually high in sugar. So stick to plain Greek yogurt and, add some fresh food when you get home. Or even if you want some sweetness, add a teaspoon of honey in it. Whew, so good, right? So much better than the actual white table sugar they're going to dump into your yogurt. So just start reading nutrient labels. They will help you. Number 6, dried fruit. Dried fruit. It's one of my favorite. Dried fruit is concentrated sugar in disguise. Okay. Just a handful of some dried fruit can add 200 to 300 calories into your day. And a lot of us don't even consider that food because we consider that, oh, just a snack. The amount of times in my career, clients have told me, yeah, coach, I don't really like eating meals. I just snack here and there. And their snacks look like 300 calories here, 400 calories there, 500 calories there, grabbing a smoothie at the freaking mall. And then before we know it, Susie's eating 2,500 calories a day. And then she's like, why am I not losing weight? I'm only eating 1,200 a day. And I'm like, when we look at your food list, you're eating a lot more. So dried food actually gets you in trouble too. So stick to fresh fruit. You get fiber and fewer calories, right? And fresh food, when you eat fresh fruit, it's actually way more filling and way more nutrient dense, and you actually feel better when you eat it. It's way more appetizing, right? It's going to be way more satiating as well. So you actually stick with it long, like you won't get hungry as fast. Whereas, have you ever noticed when you eat an apple, you're not going to eat 10 more apples after that. You might eat one more, but that's about it, right? But with dried fruit, you eat one, and now you want more, and you want more, and you want more, and you want more. So you realize it's not your body is not understanding it as satiating. It's not very satiating. So whenever you eat a food and you want more and you want more, realize that the food you're eating is not very satiating. So change up the foods there. Okay. So that was dried fruit. Number seven thing that gets people in trouble. We kind of already hinted at it, which is whole wheat bread. Okay. So not all whole wheat bread is created equal. Many brands are actually packed with sugar and can hit 120 to 150 calories per slice. So you see how the calories number just add up. So if you're somebody that has eggs in for breakfast and you have it with toast, bro, with two slices, that's 300 calories with just your bread in the morning. You know what I mean? And eggs are only like, 6 to 7, 8 grams of protein per egg. So you end up getting very little protein in your breakfast and whole lot of carbs. So look for, I'm a big fan of sourdough bread. Go for sourdough bread or just go for bread that is like the lowest in calories if you just want that, right? I would even switch it up. You can have an oatmeal can be more filling and still less calories and almost like go for the oatmeals that are non-flavored. So then you'll be fine. Okay. So that's number seven. Whole wheat bread does get people in trouble. Number eight, we're almost done here. Number eight food that gets people in trouble that's considered healthy, but actually is causing you to gain fat, which is nut butters. So they're very nutrient dense, but they're also very calorie heavy, right? So just 2 tablespoons can add 200 calories. So that's where peanut butter comes in, almond butter comes in. These things on their own are not bad. I want to be clear. You can have peanut butter, you can have almond butter, but the thing is, it's super easy to overeat. So then a lot of the time, people be like filling up their tablespoon and they might think, oh, this is just 1 tablespoon. But it's like, no, that's actually, you really loaded it up and now it's 3 tablespoons. So then you end up overeating and it's super easy to estimate improperly and then you're gaining weight. Because the way and this might be very, very oversimplification. All you biochemists out there, don't kill me for this. But think about it like this. We all have these fat cells in our stomach area, right? These fat cells, even when we get leaner, they don't disappear. They just get smaller. So when we're overweight, they're bigger. When we're leaner, they get smaller. So they're still there. So then let's say you're like snacking on peanut butter at work just for the hell of it. Or my favorite, snacking on Nutella for fun. What happens is all those extra calories, those fat cells are still there. So all those extra calories, those 200 and 300 from the salads and the nut butters and, all these granolas, all these extra calories, when they go into your body's like, yeah, I don't really have a use for them right now. Those fat cells are like, bro, we'll save them. We'll save them for future. So then before you know it, your belly starts getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. I promise you, dude, you didn't gain weight because you ate that burger once, 3 months ago. You're gaining weight because these little things are creeping into your lifestyle and you just expect fat loss to be easy, but I promise you, it's gonna be really freaking hard. Like even as experts, one of the biggest misconceptions, and I might do another episode on this, which is people think fitness and fat loss is easy and they can figure it out. I promise you, you won't. You just won't. This shit is hard. And anybody that tells you it's super easy and you just got to move more, eat less is lying to you because how long can you sustain that? You might be able to eat less for 2 days, 5 days, 7 days, 10 days, 20 days, 30 days, but then eventually your willpower will give up and then you go back to eating more and then you'll stay where you're at. You'll stay overweight. And then your body's also working against you because as you get older, your metabolism slows down, your bones get weaker. So then now you're fighting against aging and then you continue pack on weight. Right. So that's like one of the new epiphanies I had this week after talking to so many clients and people is that weight loss is not easy. Anybody that tells you it's easy, they're lying to you. Okay. And then number 9 is freshly squeezed juices at the grocery store. So you know how like a lot of the time you go to these, especially in big cities, there's all these like juice bars and all these places that, oh man, come get some juices from us, right? And thing about juices is that they strip away the fiber. So a lot of the time they leave behind a concentrated sugar that can also pack a lot of calories without a lot of ingredients. So the best option to do is to obviously eat whole fruits. Right? Just literally eat the fruits, buy them from the grocery store and eat them. They'll give you the fiber, they'll give you the full, they'll get you fuller, they'll be more satiating with the calories, but also you can make homemade juices, guys. Homemade juices are the best. You control exactly what you put in. And all these foods you can really control. Even, things like on Sundays, I used to go out, I would get chicken wings or I would get like all these things. Problem is, they would just add a lot of calories on top of what the chicken would offer. So now I just make homemade chicken wings recipes, and I've come up with so many recipes for myself that are so enjoyable and they're so tasty, and I control all the ingredients and they actually taste really good, and I've been giving them to my clients. So if any of you want them, just message me on Instagram or on Facebook at Mo Gaius. If you want some of my new recipes, we've written a lot recently, and just say, hey, healthy system recipes, and then I will love to send them to you, and I'll tell my team to send them to you as well. But overall, that's the game plan. So let's summarize again. 9 foods that are labeled healthy, but they're actually making you fat. Number 1, granola. Number 2, smoothies. These two, the alternatives to these two is to, make homemade granola, make homemade smoothies. They're way better. So granola, smoothies, salad dressings, protein bars, flavored yogurt, dried fruit, whole wheat bread, nut butters, and the juices, even the fresh squeezed ones at the store. These are all things that are considered healthy, but they're so loaded in calories and sugar most of the time, like 99% of the time, that they're actually leading to weight gain and making you gain a lot of weight over time. So at the end of the day, some actionable takeaways. Watch your portion sizes. Healthy does not mean unlimited. So use a food scale or a measuring cup if needed. When it comes to fat loss, the quantity of food matters a lot. Okay. So watch your portion sizes. Number 2, learn to read nutrition labels, right? Look for hidden sugars, oils, calorie dense ingredients even in your healthy favorite foods. Number 3, make some swaps. Okay. Swap smartly. So use alternatives shared for each food. So think of like when I was talking about the smoothies, or when I was talking about granolas, the alternative would be make them at home, right? Look for healthy recipes, like message me. I'll send you some really good healthy recipes that you can use. But overall, at the end of the day, if you keep just following the trends or whatever other people are doing, in our population, 49% of people are overweight. So if you keep watching what they're doing and keep following what they're doing, you're going to end up there too by default. Even if you're just a normal person who wants to live a normal life, by default, we're all gaining fat. By default, we're all getting out of shape. So don't listen to the default, okay? Calories add up fast, even when you're eating healthy. So the key is understanding what's in your food and how it fits your goals, okay? So if you found this helpful, share with someone stuck in their weight loss goals, stuck in their weight loss journey, and please, we don't have sponsors for this. So everything we do is sponsored by our fitness coaching. So at the end of the day, leave a review, help us reach more people, share with a friend. And at the end, if you found this helpful, just shoot me a message. Let me know that you found this helpful. Your feedback means a lot to me, because every week when I record a Healthy System podcast, there's a lot of work that goes into this, and there's a lot of preparation that goes into this. So at the end of the day, whenever I get positive feedback, it just tells me that, hey, people are listening and this is helping somebody out there. Yeah. So hope this helps, and I'll see you on the next one.
Thank you for listening to the Healthy Systems podcast. I really appreciate you for tuning in today. Now, here are 2 ways I can help you for free. 1, you can join our free Facebook community by just going to this link, bit.ly/Titan Facebook group. Just type that into your browser and then answer 2 questions, and then we'll let you into our Facebook community where you'll meet other people, as well as we have a lot of free resources in terms of meal plans, workouts, all kinds of stuff in there. Second way I can help you for free is if you follow me on Instagram at Mo Gaius, MOE, G as in George, H as in horse, I as in India, A as in apple, S as in Sam. Follow me there and then shoot me a message with the word Healthy Systems, and then I'll be sure to send you a free gift. Other than that, keep listening in, and I really appreciate you.